Hello everyone and welcome back to the next episode of Timberborn. We are playing the Iron Thief on the Waterfalls map and are currently in the middle of a drought. Luckily the drought is not that long, so overall we should be fine. We're working on expanding our water storage, especially for our farming area, as this has been drying out a couple times over the last few seasons, and are still working our way of making or having our beavers build further up on this tiny square that we've carved out over here. All right. Biggest problem, because we are in a drought, there's no bad water to power us. There is no regular water to power us. So right now we have those 4 beavers to do all the work for us. So on the bright side, we do have a ton of gear, so I am going to pause one of the gear workshops. We still have one in here and another one somewhere down there. Here we go, gear workshop. This will be problematic in the future, trying to figure out where what is. But otherwise, you know, I think it's still fun. All right. We're also expanding a little bit of area over here so we can put another storage solution in this corner, but that will be much further down the line. I think right now we are running dangerously short on food. I'm surprised with that. Look at that, we only have 46 berries left. I guess from the last drought we had a bunch of our plants die. And now we are using up way too much power. So I am going to pause a bunch of these buildings. Actually gonna pause our number cruncher as well after it has finished that last science part. We do want to keep our smelter online because we do need more power, and we also want to... I guess we don't need the explosives right now. So I'm gonna pause the explosive factory as well. That solved a couple of issues. First, we have now, well, still not enough, but much more power supply compared to what we had before. And our worker shortage is not so important anymore. So, cool. Good for us. All right. So, what are we gonna do next? Oh, food is coming in, so I think we'll be fine with this. Let's see. What would make the most sense? I guess we should really just push towards that badwater dome or badwater discharge. We have already put in the path all the way up here, so all we need to do is unlock it and then place it. But the 300 gears, the 200 metal blocks, and 50 dynamite is what will be causing us issues. So why don't we actually try to wrap this up in this episode? If I high prioritize this one and this building, pause these two, and what is paused? Oh, right, it's the building underneath. This is where, again, it'll get really painful moving forward. But we'll manage somehow. Anyways, we're gonna put in our our smelter right here. Once they have built the other two, we can have this happen. And then we should be producing more metal blocks, because right now there's only one smelter on the bottom here that is supplying our entire colony with metal blocks, which is not great. Right. Additionally, we also want to figure out how to put a few more houses in there. But I am wondering if we'll leave that for more future work. Although we could actually just put down some pathways. Now, if we start moving this up here, Just like that. We're on the same height as this one. And kind of connect this up as well. We do have a ton of planks, and the plank storage is just underneath there, so this should be built very quickly. Let's have a look into our housing. We could do a large barrack, technically, over here. Oh, in that case, I need to destroy this. And replace that with a 4 depth overhang. Here we go. It's too far from the district center. Yep, that tracks. So placing 2 staircases only in here. That will allow our beavers basically to move up here. Maybe I should high prioritize this. Nah. We have this one still high prioritized. This one should be following right after. Although we do have all the material for that. So they will finish building this before they actually finish this one. I guess it's still alright. They're already working on it. So let's put this on 1 priority higher. Once we are just waiting for the metal blocks, that's where they will stop. And then they will still finish this one first. And this way we'll kind of get our material together. Alright, so the next thing in the housing, while we are not producing any signs, I think it's still worth it to place our housing. So we're gonna go for the large barrack over here. Not like this though. Like, something doesn't seem right. 1 further back. And this way we can connect this up. Alright. How's the smelter coming along? They are happily building this. This is the bigger question. We need 2 more metal blocks. And then we're finally producing a few more metal blocks at the same time. Which definitely will be good. However, our scrap metal is going down significantly. So I think it is also time to put down another scavenger flag. Let's just place it here. Can also high prioritize this, which will definitely help us. They have also finished building up the dam over this way that kept water in here for longer, which is awesome. And I can't actually explode all of these already. Let's make sure there's no path through here. But they can reach all of this, so not a big deal. Alright, however, it is draining the water from this side. Should have thought about this. But we also only have 1.8 days left. These pause marks are super confusing. This is for the number cruncher, but because I built that smelter on top, it looks like that smelter is paused. So weird. Alright, anyways, where were we? They have put in the path. We now need to make sure this is prioritized, even though we are running out of scrap metal. However, our next scavenger flag is in, so we are definitely getting there. All right. What else? I think in the long run, it might be good to delete some of these, put like single platforms in, and then the overhangs on top to branch out a little bit, because then we can put a hypertube on this side. And I think this would be a good corner to place them. And then we could actually just go up and connect the hypertubes up 1 level at a time. Or just, you know, have our tube pathways go around on the outside. Dreams. Just dreams for now. You are fully gathered. Let's unpause this. You have nothing left to do on this side, so you're gonna go away. And not enough water over here for our trees to grow, and technically nothing to do for our wood choppers. We do have a good amount of wood though, so with that we'll be okay. But it is something, again, to keep in mind. Oh look, they actually have put in the overhang. So now they should be able to build this relatively quickly. This house is 16 compared to the regular houses, which I have one down here, which houses 10. Right. Drought's over. I'm very glad. Oh, the water dumper is actually still dumping water, so I'm gonna pause you now. Right, and our shack is doing stuff, which means I kind of want to unpause this guy. We do have now actually plenty of beavers that have nothing to do. Sweet. Has been a while since that happened last time. Right, place this down here, and then I think I want to go as far as I can in this direction. But if I do that, I won't be able to build the smelter on this side. Right, so instead, we're placing the smelter in. Whoa, 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 whoa. I really need to sort this out. How are they actually still letting stuff through? I know why. Oh my goodness. Here, that was the problem. I bet you guys had seen that. Now I can close this, and it should still not flood. I like that water came down here. Actually, what we should do, really should do, is pass through here so they can reach it better, and then go into our landscaping, get the single dynamite out, put that down here, and set these to highest priority. They should be able to reach all of them, and then we can sort of fill this area up with water, which is connected to the trees, which I think will help us in the long run. All right, the next drought is already incoming, but we have most of our smelters in now. The thing we are really lacking right now is the scrap metal. And I think that is in part because it is so far away. Alright, still have 16 of our beavers without a house. And I think we're gonna tackle this right now, as they will live longer. And I like it when our beavers live longer. Alright, here we go. We can actually connect this fully through. Which I think is exactly what we're gonna do. Not enough science. We have full power supply again, so it is time to unpause the number cruncher. Now, 2 days left. That's 2 days worth of science. I think that'll be fine. This hasn't happened yet. Did I pause I paused the explosives factory, so let's unpause you. Definitely need to produce more explosives. They are putting in the extract on these, which is cool. Definitely useful for us. This was briefly flooded. I can actually pause all of you guys. Don't need you anymore. Well, still need you, but not for this. And we're also gonna unpause one of you, and you are actually producing stuff. Cool. We ran out of planks, so Let's unpause all of you. And kind of keep making our way through. This does not look that stable, but, you know, stability is not an issue in Timberborners, I guess. Anyways, everything is being produced right now, which will definitely, you know, benefit us. All right. You do need badwater to make explosives. That is cool. Here we go. Detonate them all. And actually, let's have a quick dam in there that you get to drain like half of that top level, but then we separate it out a little bit between the trees and this corner right here. All right, everyone's going back to bed. Cool. We're still working on this. Oh, we were out of planks. We're also out of scrap metal. We can actually allow this to happen. And I think what we're gonna do in the next day in here is ultimately, how would we get on one level higher? Now that's the big question. But put in like a single platform, a double platform here. Build one stair up, double platform in this direction, one stair up. Will that work? No, it needs to be a triple. Why is there no power? Oh, we're in the drought. That makes sense. Pause the nut cruncher. Number cruncher, sorry. Allow the large power wheel to produce power again. So this has filled up though, which is good. 10 treated planks, and you know why it stopped at 10? Because we don't have storage. Oh, but look, what a coincidence. We actually could put storage in here. How should we do that? I guess storage in here wouldn't be the worst. Do we need, how many do we need for the final one? 2,000. So yeah, it kind of makes sense to put in a large warehouse. Set this to, nope, it wouldn't be a warehouse, delete. We're placing a large industrial pile, one here. Set that to treated planks. And again, I kind of want to keep building up a little bit. So I think what we're gonna do is put another pathway this way. Actually, you don't need the double one, the quadruple one. A triple one will be enough. Not the bridge. Here we go. Because that will allow us to put a levee down here. We don't need to make it a levee. Single platform, staircase up. Actually, we should high prioritize this to be built. And how many planks do we have? 72. I will pause some of you guys just to keep more energy with the rest of the facilities. Still need 1,345. They have also still not finished building this. Ay. And ultimately we are just short in terms of beaver supply. So let's see, once you are done, you will get deleted. And then we can put in 1,000 signs. We do have 1,800. We're gonna unlock these and sort of skip the baby beaver period, which will definitely help our colony grow. So delete you. Put in the advanced breeding pod. highest priority. We are still... Technically we're producing extract, but it is right now eaten up by all of our dynamite locations here. Deleted another one though. Put in this breeding pod. So, and then we're out of treated planks. Oh, I have already put the first one in. I'm gonna prioritize you by haulers, which will help us. And once you're built in, we're gonna do the same with you. All right, 4 beavers are injured, 5 beavers are injured. That is in part because of the explosive factory. Here it is. So it's just something to keep in mind. Treated planks, we also have the storage in now. So slowly making our way through. I guess if the 5 beavers weren't injured, we'd be back at balance. Oh. Alright, let's double check again. I wanted one longer, which needs 3000 science, and unfortunately we don't have that amount of science yet, but this will actually look quite nice. So we're definitely gonna put these down when we can. Alright, drought is long, unfortunately. Now, things are looking up though. And again, we are building further and further up, which is was kind of at least the goal for me of what we're trying to do in this playthrough. Just limiting yourself spatially kind of makes it interesting, to be honest. Breeding is halted. They have finished building you, so I need you to be on the highest priority by the haulers. So once you guys are producing, or you are producing more extract, it goes to one of the breeding pods. Because, yeah, we just need more beavers. Alright. You're still happily working in the back here. Could kind of increase the work hours, but don't really have to. So as long as we don't have to, we shouldn't. It is an interesting way of playing this map, I have to say. I've played this map in the past and I didn't struggle as much, but when you're trying to limit the places where you build, it gets tougher. Which kind of makes sense, obviously. Alright, what we could do is let's actually look into the path structure. So that is 700 science, a tubeway station. If we were to connect the tubeway station with our scrap metal production in the corner here, I think that would be quite useful. But realistically speaking, we just need to make sure we put in the badwater discharge. So let's see how far we've gotten. Gone to water, badwater discharge, 300 gears, check. 200 metal blocks, yeah, not so much check. And 50 dynamite, also definitely not check, because you guys are still building this. I might actually remove all of the placed or planned dynamite over here, so we can concentrate on the discharge rather than trying to lower sort of the water supply in this corner. All right, almost done. Here we go. I think they should be able to wrap this up. What is... Oh. No extract. I think we need another beaver in here to increase our productivity, although I think it's more of a power issue. They have also put in the next smelter. Gonna pause you. Again, mostly for power reasons. We're definitely not powered enough. Let's see, we could also unlock the engine and start burning our wood to get to the power that we need. Which might be a smart thing to do. Now, we can't expand over here anymore because I kind of blocked this off. But what if our wood storage is down here? Oh, I should have actually checked if we could put in... We can actually branch over this way too. So sooner or later, maybe it should be sooner, we're actually going to delete this piece here and now put in... do I want the biggest one in here as well? I don't want... Actually, we would be fine if we are approaching this also from the other side. Just making sure that we're definitely in the clear in the middle. We actually are. All right, so we're gonna place you here. Highest priority. Now this costs us probably all the metal blocks that we had stored, almost. But on the bright side, they're building this really quickly. Here we go. So why would I place this here or try to place this here? We can actually, if we expand this a little bit further, we could unlock the engine, place it up here and connect it to this building, which should then allow us to produce power by burning wood. So why don't we actually go ahead, expand all of this in this direction. Oh, I see. We kind of had talked about using taller ones, so like longer ones in this direction, which would still ruin this part. Talk about challenge. So I guess if we could still put this across here and then connect this and put the longer ones in this direction. You know what? I think we kind of need this right now. So if we're putting it in like that, we should be able to put a double platform down here and then put in our solid connector up this way. And I'm going to place it even one higher. And if we now go ahead and put another double platform here and another half this way, we will be able to place our power unit, our engine, in this direction. One, oh, this is only a space of one. So maybe we want to place it in this over here. But then we can't place it here because there's no direct pathway into or power pathway into this. So we need to place it. I guess we could place it here, but then we're losing. The beaver died of hunger. What happened? You are producing. Is it because you don't have enough power in these? Ooh. Alright, treated planks, pause. Fuji. Oh, that's kind of sad. Does remind me. What ever happened to Fred? Is this sorted by name? Fred died. Oh no! Sorry, Fred. I guess I didn't pay attention. I'm sorry. Alright, anyways. Things are kind of progressing. Just not well. Going to add some more of our builders. Actually, put the builders on a lower priority than our haulers. Let's just do 8, so that gives us 2 more builders. Oh boy. Another one died of hunger. What happened to our food production? No, you're still paused. Could pause you. I guess you're also eating up a ton of power, 200. Okay, you'll be paused. I guess we don't really need our explosives. Another one died of hunger. Ay, 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 ay. We're also just out of berries. Everyone is hungry. Sorry guys, I need you to work through the night. Well, one beaver was born. Hello, little guy. Welcome to your doom. Another one died of hunger. Ooh. Let's actually have a look. Canola, the corn. I guess for that we would need to make rations out of it. Hydroponic garden. That could be helpful. But does it need power? It doesn't need power. So we could get a bit more food out of this by placing a hydroponic gardens. They need access to water, which I guess is fine. So why don't we go ahead and... They do take a while to produce anything though. And I don't think... Yeah, algae and mushrooms. We would need to ferment stuff. Or put them into rations. Another one died of hunger. Excellent. But beavers are growing up, so we're kind of making it work-ish. At least this remains green now, so that's a step forward. Maybe it is time to pause the smelter. Although we are trying to place, I guess these are not the highest priority for us. We're also out of planks. I agree with you. Oh my, oh my. And, oh wait. These are like raw resources. But they don't get converted. Alright. Let's see, we've paused you. Time to pause the explosive factory. Don't need the gear workshop down there if we're not producing. Planks. Number cruncher is turned off. How's it looking? Okay, much better. I'm hoping they are producing now a bit faster. Although it seems we kind of made it through. Ish. And now our kohlrabi died. Oh boy, oh boy. I haven't had an incident like this in a while. Like, really a while. Interesting. Alright, with the incidents and another beaver dying of hunger, I'm gonna end the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. Leave a like, leave a comment, and if you haven't subscribed please consider doing so. Regardless, I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.